All right, let's wrap up with one of the questions. I think we kind of touched on it, but it's one thing to be successful in a city, or it's one thing to have a successful team in a certain city or market. It's another to become a destination. It's another to become like we were talking about Florida now, the Florida Panthers. And for years, first of all, everyone was joking about Florida being like, oh, no one's going to want to play there. It's a joke franchise or whatever. They were just a punchline that people used to go through Tampa, go through Florida, sweep the two, and be like, all right, let's take care of business. And people were saying for years, they're a sleeping giant where if they figure everything out, they're going to be a team that no one's going to want to play and nobody's going to want to beat. And they're going to be able to beat up on teams. And they're a sleeping giant that's not going back to sleep anytime soon. So I'll ask you, and we kind of touched on all the big things, but what do you think makes a city a destination?
The culture that the GM and the coach creates. I mean, that's simple. That's easy. When even though like we're hockey players and we can't get fooled. We know what's good, what's bad, what's like that. Like if you ask NHL guys or hockey players, list the coaches that they think will be successful, like they're all going to be the same, right? And Paul Maurice is such a good coach and such a culture creator that that's what makes it like and it's the already like we were talking about it where what are the big things which top fives, that's one of them, right? Like that's if the culture set by the owner, if the culture set by the GM or even the coach, that's what makes it a destination, right? Now you're having guys agree to contracts that are less than what they could go somewhere else, but they want to play there. And I think that's the culture and the camaraderie what they've created in Florida. That's what it's done. Like all the warm weather and things like that. That's secondary to what the culture that Paul and the team has created.
Yeah, I mean that's the big thing. It starts, and also again, it starts from the top down, where you look at the ownership and general manager, the front office, which also credit to Florida Bill Zito, the job he's done
Yep.
there, which is to create this winning environment and to really send the message when you look at some of the trade. Every time when he makes a big trade, it's the sending the message of I'm buying in, and you got and the players buy into that too, where they're like, we're a team that's buying in at every deadline. And there are some teams that when they have a ton of prospects, but they refuse to move them to make a splash. Let's say the players read into that too. So
Yep.
it
For
it's
sure.
it's interesting that like because I think every market can have its own advantages. And we talked about Edmonton, we talked about Houston, we talked about all these different cities, but it's like again, winning fixes everything, or winning changes everything to the point where it makes that big difference. Bobby, it's really been fun chatting with you. Let us know. I don't know, say where we can find you because I don't want people to travel down to Houston being like, "Where's Bobby? We need to talk to him." But like, what are you working on, or stuff that the listeners should pay attention to, or stuff that we should follow or read, or anything that you're working on that
My
or you're a
hockey
part of that you want to let plug in now.
my hockey academies is the big one. Reynolds Hockey Academy, that's in Houston. It's their 10 years. I'm proud of that. And I'm now working in Michigan with Michigan Elite Academy. So, but Reynolds Academy in Houston's, been there for 10 years. And I brought a lot of kids from there out to across the country and playing college hockey and getting drafted and things like that. So that's my bread and butter, my close to my heart.
Nice. The you mentioned Houston, you mentioned Michigan, and I know you grew up in Michigan, and then you mentioned you have a academy or you're developing there. So I like firsthand about the travel. So I guess like that was a
Sure.
question was that was like okay, it's a little quite literally close to home
Yeah.
for you. It's really exciting. Like it's really exciting to see what you've been doing, what Lance has been doing, what a lot of hockey in Houston. There's no NHL team there, but a lot of the stuff that you guys have been doing to build up that if there was a team that were to come there or to kick off the ground running, because there is hockey already like in its roots. And of course there's the Houston Aeros back in the day, but there's also the on the ground like hockey development programs and stuff that's already in place that a community that for any community that would come, any team that would come there, there's a community in place to
Sure.
take it in. All right, we'll take a
Thanks,
quick
sir.
break and we'll be right back.